Here we have another classic thylacine kill from last night. Heart and lungs gone. Definitely the lungs. Can't see quite what's going on in there about the heart, but I'm going to say it's missing. Kidneys gone in there. Blood-filled organs gone. Definitely a crushing bite force here by the looks of it. And a bit of a nibble here, probably secondary predation by crows taking the eyes, or ravens. And one of the ears is gone. Bennett's wallaby in the local area once again. Let's come straight out of here, I would say, and smack this wallaby real hard. Anyway, we'll keep trying. Once again. Hang on, there's a car coming. It goes in under the ribs and takes the lungs and the heart. Quite possibly the kidneys there too. Then chews a bit of flesh off like this. Then has a gnaw at the head as well. It's a little Bennett's wallaby that's been smacked real hard. And if you look there, you can see some indentation there. I'm going to say its neck was crushed with a very strong bite force. Crows have been at it. One of the eyeballs is missing. But yeah, I've seen this kind of unusual feeding many times on the mainland as well as in Tassie, and the blood-filled organs have gone once again. And methinks it's come straight out of here. And hit it real hard. So it's probably still around here somewhere. Not far. This wasn't here yesterday. This is fresh from last night, as you can see. She's still pretty floppy. Anyway, we'll see what else we can find. G'day. I'm here at this junction. This is old tin workings where they've mined for tin over the years. There's a bit of a water race just over there, over that hill. Mark Taylor and I put cameras out here in May this year when he came over for a week to hang out, and we've haven't lost any. There's been no attrition. There's been a couple where the cameras are looking pretty worn out and trashed because they're getting old. The frames are breaking and they're held together with cable ties. The latches are broken off. This one's one of the original ones, camera 12, but as you can see it's worse for wear, but it's still going, it still functions. It's got no latches and a broken back and constructed largely of cable ties when I get them on the tree, but we're still soldiering on with the limited funds and equipment that we have. I'm down to about, I think, 45 cameras or something now, and I used to have about 90. I sent some over to the mainland to Lisa and to Mark, and I think some of them have already died because they were just on their last legs. So yeah, we might need to invest in a few more cameras soon, but anyway, we've got our little mud map here of this spot, and thanks Mark for coming over and helping me put these out, and hopefully we chose a good spot, mate, and there is something on here to get excited about. We'll soon find out. Afternoon. Recently I was contacted by a fellow by the name of Rob Doyle in Queensland. Rob's got a daughter who is an artist, and her name is Ella. Ella reached out to me recently, and I just received her letter today. Here's a picture of Ella with her Thylacine collection, bits and pieces that she's collected. Ella is going to be doing an exhibition of her artwork of Thylacines in Queensland, in Brisbane, very soon, and when I've got all the details of that, I'll do another update and give you the details. You can check that out. Ella's also made a Thylacine out of Lego. Whoop, hang on, here we go. All original, and a plaster model of a Thylacine as well. She writes, "Dear Neil, my name is Ella and I'm a big fan of your YouTube channel. Thanks for replying to my message. I like your channel because I believe that thylacines are not extinct. I like to hear about thylacine sightings and I hope I see one sometime. I have a collection of thylacine toys and books and a sighting centre set up at my desk. I've attached a photo of me with all of my thylacine stuff. My thylacine collection includes soft toys and books. My dad and I made a plaster model of a thylacine. I have attached a photo of that too. I also made a Lego thylacine all by myself, and I've put a photo of that in it for you as well. I also made a map of thylacine sightings. Dad said you have not heard about The Lost Tiger, which is a DVD she sent me, which is pretty cool. This is an Australian movie about a thylacine that I really loved. I've included a copy of the DVD as a gift for you. Thank you very much, Ella. I've been working on an animated short film about a thylacine named Teresa. It's a story about Teresa and her friends. It will be displayed for 6 months as part of an art exhibition in Brisbane starting in November, so lots of people will be thinking about thylacines. I will email you the details about the exhibition when it starts. One day I would like to start a podcast and YouTube channel, and I would like to interview you if you would be okay with that. Please keep in touch. One day I'd like to visit Tasmania, and who knows, I might be able to meet you, and also I might see a thylacine. Yours sincerely, Ella Doyle." Thank you very, very much, Ella. When I first heard from Ella's father, Rob, I got on to organising a gift pack for Ella. So I sent her a copy of our DVD and also a plaster cast of a thylacine print or two, and some stickers and a few other bits and pieces, a couple of fridge magnets. Our treasurer Linda is going to contact Rob and furnish her with a to-go t-shirt and a couple of sew-on patches soon. And we will definitely be giving Ella's art show a plug in Queensland. So good luck with all of that, Ella. I really hope that it goes well for you, and thank you very, very much for your support and believing in the thylacine, because as you and many, many other people know, it still exists. So cheers for that. Hello, Claude.
Yes,
Neil Waters,
Neil Waters.
Thylacine Awareness Group.
Oh, sorry. I was just in Bunnings and I was looking at some timbers. Sorry about that. How are you?
Good, mate. Good. Is it right to chat now?
Yeah. Let's chat. I mean, Bunnings, that's fine. I can just walk around. It's
No
all good.
worries. So, thanks for getting in touch.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to have a? Didn't you say you had some diary notes you wanted to have a look
Yeah,
at?
I've got some notes. I actually wrote out a whole sort of notes on that event. But yeah, no, I haven't had to find it. To be honest with you, we've moved house a couple of times since then,
Oh,
and
okay.
you know how things are. They go missing.
Yeah, they
So,
do. Because you never get
so
to fully unpack.
no, I know it's in a box somewhere, but I don't know where. Oh dear. Anyway, I've got
So,
a good recollection of it anyway.
let's go through it. How long ago did you have this experience?
Okay, so it was 2019,
Yep.
and it would have been, I'm pretty sure it was April of that year,
Yep.
because we always try and trek towards the end of bushfire season, and just as it's getting a little bit cooler, don't like really trekking in the heat. So it would have been April 2019.
Okay. And you were in Tassie, obviously.
Yep, Tassie on the Frenchman's Cap
Okay.
walk.
Where do you leave from for that walk?
You actually leave, I forget the name of it's on a highway. So there's a car park on a highway. You just park your car there and you take off. I think you cross the Franklin River
Yep.
as your first little crossing. And then you make your way through the Loddon, I think they call it the Loddon Flats or something like that. And yeah, so I can't remember the name of the car park and the highway, to be honest with you.
That's all right. But it's out the west coast area, obviously.
It's not far. Yeah, it's not far from Lake St Clair, because I think that's where we stayed. Our accommodation was there, so it wasn't too far from there.
So Frenchman's Cap, that's an overnight trek, obviously. How many days hike is it?
Well, it depends on what you do, because there's two huts along the way.
Yep.
Where the majority of people stay, and it's probably, a day's walk to the first hut, and maybe, half a day, three-quarter day walk to the second hut.
Yep.
And then if the weather's good, you can actually make the ascent to the peak of Frenchman's Cap.
In the same day.
Yeah, so that's right. So we planned to do it over, I think it was 5 days. We left one day up our sleeve to see what the weather was like to go up Frenchman's Cap. But
Yep.
unfortunately, on the second day, on our ascent up to the hut, second hut, I think it's Lake Tahoon, Lake Tahoon hut. I've got a long-term knee injury, and I stopped the tree root on the way up, and it flared up my knee injury, and we had to make a call whether we keep going or turn back. We had an EPIRB with us, we always do, but I didn't want to call that, so I thought, look, the injury is substantial enough, so we just turned back. So on that second day, we turned back and went back to Lake Vera Hut.
Yep.
Which is where I heard the call.
Okay, so what time did you get to the hut?
Oh, we got back there earlier I think it was just after lunch. I think it was about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. We turned back, so we would have got back to the hut, I would say about 4 o'clock, 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Okay, just before dark.
Yeah, we had a few hours left of daylight, to be honest with you, because we got back, we sort of rested. I sat in the lake for a little while to cool down my knee with ice water. And then everyone just retired inside. And I just went outside for a little while just to look at the surroundings. And there was another one of the trekkers with us that went to the toilet. And the toilets in the hut are probably about 100 metres away. You go up a boardwalk away from the huts and away from the lake and all that. It's about 100 metres away, and it's up on the top. So he was up there. I was by the hut. And as I was standing outside the hut, I heard the sound. And then as he walked back from the toilets, he came out and he said, "Did you hear that?" I said, "Yeah, I did. What did you hear?" And we heard exactly the same thing.
Okay. How many times did you hear it?
I reckon it was about, look, again, it's in my notes, but I think it was about 4 or 5 times. It was pretty clear and pretty loud.
So it wasn't very far away?
No, it wasn't. I could, if it wasn't so, the scrub is pretty, around the hut, there's a lot of scrub. So I couldn't actually see, but I could tell the direction it was coming from. It was coming basically from a south-westerly direction, south-southwesterly direction, where
Right.
the hut is located. But it would have been far away. It was fairly close, because it was that distinct. It wasn't like something in the distance.
Yeah, yeah.
It was fairly close. If I had to put a figure on it, a number on it, I'd probably say a couple of 100 meters away at the most.
Yep.
No more than that.
Yep.
No more than that.
Had you ever heard anything like that before?
No, not at all. I mean, I'm pretty familiar with Australian animals. I have since a kid, and I've been on probably 10 different hikes across Australia, in Tasmania, and Australian Alps.
Yep.
And I've never, ever heard anything like it. It wasn't a dog. It wasn't a bird. It was nothing like that. I've never, ever heard anything like it before. So, yeah, I've tried to look up what sounds the Tassie tigers make, and the best I could find was something like a yip, yip kind of thing.
And that's what you heard?
That's exactly what I heard.
I've actually heard that noise in 3 states of Australia myself.
Oh, really?
Yeah, including South Australia where you are. What part of Adelaide are you in?
Well, I've lived up in the hills, just moved down back into the city.
Yep.
But I've never heard it here. I do know I've seen a video of one in in someone's backyard. It looked like one. I think that was in the Mitcham Council area.
Yeah, that's right. I put that video out back in 2016.
Oh, there
yep.
You go. Yeah,
it was near Belair National Park.
The
There's literally dozens of sightings of them in and around Belair Blackwood area.
Yes, and I've deliberately gone driving up there because when I lived up in Aldgate, which is in the Adelaide Hills, coming back from the city, I used to take the back road, which took me through
Sturt Valley Road.
It was
Upper Sturt Road. What's that road?
No, you go up. Oh my God, I can't. Belair Road, and you go up James, and then it takes you onto. I can't remember the road now, but it takes you through the middle of Belair National Park.
Yep.
And it's pretty dark. There's no lights. There's no nothing. So I've deliberately gone up there quite a few times to see if I could see anything, but I never have.
Upper Sturt Road, I think it's called. And it goes from the back of Stirling, Aldgate, all the way around the back of Belair National Park.
That's correct.
And you can, if you don't turn right to go to the national park, you keep going straight ahead. You end up in near the Blackwood Oval, I think it is, down the end there.
Yeah. It's there.
I'm from Adelaide originally, so I know the hills pretty well.
Oh, there you go. So look, and like I said, I've travelled quite a bit around Australia and lived up in the hills, and I've never heard anything like it.
They make a few vocalisations that are documented from the old notes from the bushies in Tasmania.
Okay.
One of them is the yips. The yips is very commonly talked about.
Yep.
I've got a few recordings of that, but it's been pretty distant every time I've got it, so it's quite faint.
Yep.
They also make a dry cough bark as well, which sounds like a brush-tail possum on steroids.
Yep.
They also make a bit of a weird noise, like sounds a little bit like a crow, but they have this ability to make a noise when they breathe inwards, which is quite bizarre.
Okay.
Like this double breath thing. But yeah, I was up near Williamstown only 2 years ago when I heard the yips in the Adelaide Hills. I've heard those.
In the Adelaide Hills in Williamstown there.
Correct, up near the Barossa there. There was quite a few of us there. There was about 6 of us camped out that night. I've also heard those very same yips in the Grampians in Victoria, and I've heard them in Tassie in about 12 different locations, about 20 times, I reckon, at least.
Wow.
Same noise, and even Dr. Michael Archer, the gentleman who wrote the extinction paper for the Thylacine, does a TED talk on YouTube, and he copies that yip as well. He mentions that yip from an old bushy in Tassie. So I do believe you've heard one.
I mean, I don't understand.
Yeah, there is a lot of evidence, but there's a lot of corrupted science that doesn't deal with that evidence too. So
I mean, look, I have seen other things on my treks and heard other things on my treks, which I know it's not part of the Thylacine awareness, but you know, when was it? I think it was in 2015. When was the Anzac Day centenary? I think it was 2015. We did a trek from in the Australian Alps from. Oh my God, I'm losing all my thoughts here. We did a trek from.
Kosciuszko?
Yeah, it was there, but we started at a particular point. It was an old courthouse up there. I forget the name of the area now. Jeez, because we're thinking about doing the next section of it next year. We'll go back to Frenchman's Cap because we didn't finish it. But yeah, we were on this trek, and there's a place called Blue Waterholes up there on our way to Nangadi, I think it is, National Park.
Right, yep.
And we had just stopped for lunch, and we heard these, like, I'm talking about blood-curdling screams. You got no idea. And we all just froze. And it screamed about 2-3 times. And a couple of people in the group, I couldn't see it, but they just saw some. They thought they might be people, but they were just all brown, moving from tree to tree about 100 meters away from us.
Oh, you're talking about like yowies kind of thing.
Yeah. that was pretty spectacular.
Yeah, that would put the wind up. Yeah.
The others got to see it. I just heard it, and it was blood curdling. Absolutely incredible.
There are definitely things in the Australian landscape that aren't documented by science that really do exist, without a doubt.
Definitely.
Thylacines, right across the mainland, they always have been.
Yeah. I believe it. I believe it. I've seen too many videos. I mean, some of the videos you can discredit. You know, I've seen some, you think, okay, I don't know what they are, but there's some that are very clear.
Yeah.
The sounds are very clear. So, yeah, I think there's enough evidence out there.
Yeah, there's definitely enough evidence to reopen the extinction question and maybe, reinvestigate it, because the extinction paper is only an opinion-based paper. It's not a peer-reviewed paper. It's actually
not peer-reviewed. That's right.
It's not actually science. It's just one man's opinion. So
that's right.
Yeah, and that one man happens to be the mouthpiece for thylacines every time it comes up in the media somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's
just to throw a bit more,
a little bit biased.
Going back, this is another trek we did on the south coast trek of Tasmania.
Yeah.
And I think we were just camped. I forget the name of the beach now. Oh my God, I can't remember it now. But we were camped. I didn't see or hear anything. But in the morning when we woke up, one of the members of the trek got up and he said along the beach, and it was quite a distance from him, probably about a couple of 100 meters. We saw a large quadruped animal going along the beach.
Right.
This he's done a lot of bushwalking as well. He didn't know what it was either, but, could very well be the same kind of thing. I mean,
sure.
It could have been a thylacine. It was a very large animal.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any I don't know if there's any wild dogs in that part of Tasmania or not.
I don't think there's wild dogs in Tasmania at all. I don't get wild dog reports. I get the odd dingo report from the mainland in various places.
Yeah, not wild dogs in Tassie.
No, and there would be wild dog reports if they were there, because people would see them, so...
Well, if you saw a large quadruped animal on the beach with a tail...
Yeah.
It's got to be something like that, surely.
Yeah, there are big black cat sightings in Tasmania as well, but I don't know if they're cats or black thylacines, because the Aboriginal stories talk about black thylacines on the mainland, the Flinders Ranges, actually.
Well, you believe it or not, I've seen one of those as well.
A big black cat?
A big cat in the Coonawarra area.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, there's heaps of big cat sightings in southeast South Australia.
Yeah.
Everyone you speak to knows someone or has seen one themselves.
Yeah. Well, this day, it was my whole family, my kids and my wife and I driving down the road, and in the distance we could see something on the road, big and black.
Yep.
And as you got closer, it was no question about what it was.
Yep.
And then it just ran into a wheat field, and you just see, like, the way they run, just loping through the wheat field. You see its tail in the air going through. It was incredible.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I've been lucky enough to see quite a few different animals.
Yeah. Well, actually, someone just questioned me yesterday on YouTube, a guy in Germany, can I do a video in regards to the audio of thylacines? So if it's all right with you, would I be able to use this interview for that?
Yeah, definitely.
Because I do record all my interviews. I don't release them all because some people don't want to be released, but they want to give me the information.
No, I'm happy for that because I think it's an important enough issue.
Yeah, it is, because a lot of people hear things.
That's right. You do hear things, and if there's not, if you don't put a name to it, then it's just like, okay, it's just a hearsay. But I can definitely put my name to it. I have no problems in saying what I heard.
Yep.
And I'm sure the other gentleman wouldn't either. So
yeah, for sure. Did you see a documentary on SBS earlier on this year by a guy called Tim Noonan about thylacines?
That Tim Noonan, the radio guy here on the ABC.
I'm not sure if he's on the ABC. He did that show Alone Australia, filmed in Tassie a couple of years ago.
Okay.
So,
I've seen a couple on YouTube not long ago. I saw one a couple of weeks ago on YouTube.
Okay, well there was a lady that was in one of the tents in the middle of nowhere, Alone Australia, filmed in Tassie.
Okay.
And she actually had the yips outside her tent, and she didn't know what it was, and she got recordings of it quite clearly. And she was panicking, obviously, because she thought there was wild dogs out there or something making these yipping noises. And Tim Noonan did this documentary. He made that show, Alone Australia. He did this documentary about thylacines. Are they still there? It was very dramatised. He actually got a grant from the Premier of Tasmania to the tune of about 60 grand. Didn't use the audio in his documentary. And I couldn't believe it. Like, you've got a recording there. And you didn't use it at all in his documentary about thylacines. And I thought, well, that was a little bit stupid.
Why wouldn't have done that?
Well, the Premier gave him $60,000 to make his documentary about Tasmanian tigers, so maybe he wasn't meant to find any evidence. Maybe, it's just bizarre. Yeah, we've got a few audios on our YouTube channel, and they're also linked on our website as well. Some of them are yips, some of them are this weird crow bird kind of noise from WA. That was allegedly a female thylacine calling her young. We've got another really weird huffy growly bark from the Dandenongs from the 1990s. I think that was recorded. And then we got another guy that gave us a recording a few years ago from out near Waterhouse in Tasmania, and that was a weird, more of a oop 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 kind of noise. But we compared that to dogs and owls, and we couldn't find anything that had the same sort of signature on the audio. So I think that's another thylacine noise as well. It wasn't a yip, like I've heard the yips many times. I hear the yips from my front veranda a few times a year, out in the bush, out in the northeast. Beg your pardon?
Are you in Tasmania now?
Yeah, I'm in northeast Tassie where I live. And that's a well-known stronghold of existing thylacines in the local community, like people know about them. And yeah, I do hear the yips quite often. So yeah, it's just a question of when, not if. I think sooner or later someone's going to find one, and instead of going to the parks and wildlife with it, they'll go straight to YouTube with it, and it'll be out.
Yeah, that's right. I think if you go to parks and wildlife,
these things disappear.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, they sort of disappear into the ether.
Sorry, yeah, thanks for that. Look, I with some of the treks that I've done, I'm speaking to a couple of times we've had guides with us.
Yep.
And they didn't really want to speak about it, but they said, look, I think they're quite friendly with some of the park rangers, and I think there's an acknowledgement there that they are there, but I don't think they want to publicly acknowledge it.
No.
For whatever reason.
Yeah, it's got too much money tied up in destroying the place, not protecting it. That's the problem.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Yeah, it's the same with the mainland as well. It's a big country, Australia, and there's sightings in every state and every kind of habitat that the country presents. So
yeah, that's right.
And this thing's a very solitary animal. It roams all over the place, and how do you protect every bit of habitat for something that comes through there once every year?
Yeah. Well, look, with my mates, we're just talking about it now, whether we go back to Tassie next year.
Yep.
And finish the Frenchman's Cap now that my knee's better.
Yep.
So, and if we do, I'm definitely going to be bringing some photographic equipment and some kind of recording device with me, so I can. If it happens again, I definitely want to record it.
Awesome. I expect to hear from you then.
I hope you do.
Good on you, Claude.
All right.
Awesome, mate. I'll let you get back to your shopping there and driving home. And thank you very much for your time. And
thank you for getting back to me. That's good, because it's something I've been following for many years. I used to follow a guy by the name of Rex Gilroy.
Yeah, Rex, he passed away 2 years ago, unfortunately, old Rex. Yeah, he did, in 2023.
Oh,
Yeah, he's no longer
yeah, I
with
used
us.
to buy his magazine years and years ago.
Good on you.
It's called Paranormal Australia or something like that.
Awesome.
And yeah, so I think the king was good like this. To actually hear something was a privilege, to be honest with you. So,
Well, welcome to the
hear
club.
anything, I'll get back to you.
Good on you. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers. Bye-bye.